Alright, welcome to the Cosmic Busker. My name is Bobby Codey. I want to do this one about Jordan Neely. Jordan Neely, he's of the Daniel Penny case. In case you're not familiar with it, essentially, Jordan Neely was a Times Square performer, I think. He was Michael Jordan, pretended he would be Michael Jordan in Times Square and perform. Probably homeless, if not homeless, living somewhere below the poverty line. He started freaking out on the subway. He started freaking out on a girl, and this guy Daniel Penny prevented him from attacking this girl, put him in a chokehold, and Jordan Neely ended up passing away. And there's a trial. I think it's involuntary manslaughter. I'm not sure. I haven't been following the case, but I want to tell the story about my encounter with Jordan Neely because I was almost certain it was him. The encounter is so identical in such a similar situation. I have to think it was him. And I got lots of witnesses, a whole subway car filled with people. I don't think this is going to be, if you're on the Daniel Penny case and an attorney, I don't think this is in any way, shape, or form admissible in court because I couldn't identify Jordan Neely by face. Couldn't. But the circumstances are so similar, I'm almost certain it is him, and I'm going to tell that story right now. So I tried to figure out where this was, because I used to come to work. I worked at a linen company, a luxury linen company, and it was located, I think it was on 1st Avenue. It was either 1st or 3rd Avenue. I didn't prepare and take a look. We shared O Network, Oprah Winfrey's network was located in the same building, as was Animal Planet. We'll talk about Oprah and all that stuff later on at the end of this. So I used to take the 7 to the 6. And I tried to remember which one, whether it was the 7 or 6. I think it was the 6. But I may be wrong. I know this is the time area, and I was carrying my guitar. So I'm on the subway, and it's packed. It's a rush hour morning train, so just people are shoulder to shoulder packed. All of a sudden, this guy starts freaking out, absolutely freaking out. African American gentleman, just absolutely going nuts, and it's so violent. He's like, "I want to kill you, motherfuckers!" And he's talking about working people. You motherfucker, working people, I hate you, you working motherfuckers, something wrong with you, I want to shoot you in the head. And he's like violent, like really aggressive, where like this guy means it, you know what I mean? And so like a big bubble, and remember this is a packed subway train, so everybody's shoulder to shoulder, and a big bubble of empty air goes around him because everybody wants to get away from him. So everybody's shrinking away from him. There's like 5 feet of nothing. Nobody's within 5 feet of him. Everybody's like, oh, geez. So everybody's shrinked in more. And I got my guitar. I'm going to work. At this time, we used to bring my guitar because I was in a homeless shelter, and I didn't want to leave my guitar in the homeless shelter. So I used to take it with me to work. So I got this big, huge guitar on me, and everybody's shrinking over, and everybody's, and it's so hard for me to begin with my guitar, and I'm watching this guy screaming, yelling, and I'm like, I'm just gonna step right up on him. So he's freaking out, I'm gonna kill you, motherfucker, and I'm like, it's the only place for me to have any room. So I just step right up to him. I look right up at him. I say, hey, how you doing? And he looks at me, he goes, hey, man. He completely changes his demeanor. Just because I was cool, and hey, how you doing? And he's like, hey, man, how you doing? Oh, you play guitar, man? You know these working people and blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, yeah, I know how it is, yeah. And boom, that was it. He completely calmed down. I'm not suggesting that Daniel Penny did something wrong, but maybe sometimes if you come at things with a de-escalation things will de-escalate and nobody will get hurt. But his thing was, the only thing that de-escalated it was the guitar on my back. I'm certain about that. He saw the guitar on my back. He knew I wasn't a working guy. I was a performer like him. So that all those things, I'm certain it was Jordan Neely. If not, it was another Times Square performer freaking out. But I've had some interesting things happen while I was working at this location. This location, I try to remember. Like I said, it was O Network. Animal Planet had the same building. Matter of fact, during the Super Bowl, Animal Planet, I don't know if they still have it, but Animal Planet used to have at halftime a puppy bowl, I think it was. And Howard Stern's girlfriend used to run the puppy bowl, or she was a host or something. I don't know the specifics. What I do know is because they used to have it in my building. And so I would see, never saw Howard Stern's girlfriend there, but I would see Ronnie the Limo Driver from Howard Stern outside waiting. And he'd look at me like, I always got the sense that he'd look at me like, does he recognize me? And it was like, yes, I do recognize you, but I leave people who are famous or relatively famous alone. But yes, Ronnie, I did recognize you, no question about it. I think you wanted to be recognized, to be quite honest. So here's my story about that. So O Network is there, and Animal Planet, all this, and I was a system administrator essentially for this company, a luxury linen company, which no longer is that at that location. So now that was with the Jordan Neely story. I was going there, and that at this time it was early in my career there, and I used to go during the rush hour. Eventually, I became more ingrained there and comfortable, and I said, I was the IT guy. I said, hey, look, I want to come in first thing, make sure everything's set up for everybody. I want to be the first one in. So they gave me the key so I had the key to the building, the whole building, the skyscraper. I could get in any time, and our particular office, because I was the first one in. So I used to come in going super early, and because at this point I didn't have, I had an apartment by this point, so I didn't have my guitar. So this is my Oprah story. So I'm going into work super early. It's about 5:30 in the morning, and I had talked to people. I used to smoke at the time. I used to go outside and smoke, and I used to talk to people at O Network, and they used to look at me weird, and you say, yeah, Oprah, you'd never even recognize her. She sometimes comes into work early. And she just takes the subway. You never even know it was her. I'm like, really? Yeah. So a couple times that happened. I saw this woman. We were on the same subway train and everything. And I saw her, and I'm like, that's Oprah. I know that's. And I would see her later going into work, the same location I was. At first I'd see her on the subway, and then 10 minutes later, coming up the subway, I'd see her going into the same building. I'm like, that is Oprah. It's just 5 o'clock, 5:30 in the morning. She's going in early. She feels comfortable taking the subway at that time. So I've seen her a couple times. Now, this one particular time, I'm on the subway, and here's that woman who I'm pretty certain is Oprah. It's like 5:30 in the morning. So, I don't have my guitar now, I'm telling you. I don't have that anymore. So, and we're waiting for the subway train, and like I said, just like Ron the Limo Driver, I leave famous people alone. I know it's her, though. We're standing right next to each other, me and Oprah, waiting for the train to pull in. Pretty sure it was the 7. It's almost certainly. It couldn't have been the 6, though it might have been. So, and now Oprah Network employees can confirm this or deny it, or Oprah can as well. So I'm standing there waiting. She's right next to me, and as we're waiting for the train to come, just pulling in, she slides over and steps right in front of me. Okay, we're standing, I kid you not, me and Oprah standing side by side. She slides over and steps right. Now, like I said, this is like 5:30 in the morning. It's almost completely empty on the subway. I can't believe it. And I'm like, so what did I do? I stepped over to the side, and I stepped in front of her. I said, no, you don't. And I got in the subway car first. How dare you? And I did see her later on walking into the building, too, that morning. So that was pretty funny. Now, if somebody can confirm or deny that's Oprah, I know it was Oprah. But they can confirm it by saying, yes, she came in that early. Yes, she used to take the subway. Oprah could confirm, yes, I remember you, Codey. My aunt was on Oprah at one point, Mary Jo. So Oprah may actually know me via her, though unlikely. So that's my little story. So Jordan Neely, the Daniel Penny case, and Oprah Winfrey, my little encounters with them. I got lots of more videos coming up soon. I just wanted to share that because both of them were in the news lately, and I don't share my stories with a lot of people, so I figured I'd share it with you guys. Thanks for listening.